How's it going, everyone? It's not every day that you get to say, I'm completely done collecting something. I've got the last thing for that said thing, and I never have to collect any of it again. Now, anybody that's a sports car collector, they know that, this isn't really a thing and they're always going to collect stuff. But I've been able to finish off the entire run of Philadelphia Gum Company sets from 1964 to 1967. This being the last card that I needed, which was the 1967 Paul Hornung, which you look and you're like, it's the Green Bay Packers. But it's not. It's the New Orleans Saints. So, funny story about this. In the 67 set, there are multiple New Orleans cards, because I believe it's the first year that they had the Saints in any type of football set, but none of them are in uniform. And on top of doing that, since they didn't have anybody in uniform, I don't believe they did a team photo for the set. Yes, they did not do a team photo for the set. So what they did instead was they did two cards that were very similar. So instead of starting with a team photo, they started with a helmet. And then on the back of the set, they had a card that had the players and the teams that they were picked from. Because back then, and still now, when they bring in new teams to the NFL, they would do expansion drafts. And people will put up vets and just people that they wanted off their roster. I don't believe he played a single game for the New Orleans Saints. But going through this set, I thought I was complete on this set until I seen that I had duplicate numbering. And once I saw that I had duplicate numbering, I was like, hell, what do I need? And it was 123, which happened to be Paul Hornung. So now that he's in the binder, I'm totally complete, which is just a nice feeling. It took me all of maybe 2 years, but to be honest, I wasn't totally focused on just these sets. I was spreading myself thin, collecting every top set. So I was finishing top sets at the same time that I was finishing this off. But recently, I made the effort to get this done because I got to the point where I was within like 150 cards or less to get this set done. And to be honest, the only really tough cards in the set for me were the random veterans that still command a high value in this market, because these sets are extremely tough to find in good condition. Average grade for mine in these sets, I don't think I have anything higher than like a 4, maybe a 5. And the only graded cards that I have from this set is the Gale Sayers, which I have in a PSA 4, but it's got a mark on the back because somebody answered the question on the back, which is a common thing with these. I have the Dick Butkus in either a 2 or a 3 from SGC, and I have the Leroy Kelly graded. Everything else in the set that I have is raw. And that goes for the 64, the 65, the 66, and the 67. everything, since I was keeping it around the same grade, was really affordable. But you did have your vets here and there, and like the most expensive guys that I didn't expect to be that expensive were guys like Mike Ditka and Fran Tarkenton. For whatever reason, they were just tougher guys to come by. Same thing with Don Meredith too. Don Meredith was expensive for this set, and by expensive I mean like, you'd find a deal here and there for $15-20, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're trying to work within a budget, But then again, I digress. I had it pretty easy going through ComC, Batter's Box, eBay, going to local shows. But it was real fun to put this together, especially with it being something that was based out of my local area, which I live in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, which isn't that far from where the factory was that these were made. And it just blows my mind that like a small town outside of Philadelphia basically got the license to do all of the NFL products for 4 years, which is absolutely unheard of now in this day and age of people paying billions of dollars for the rights to the league. But a little bit of foreshadowing, the next bit of sets that I'm going to be trying to track down are going to be a bit more tougher and a bit more expensive. I'm wrapping up the 65 set. I have the Namath and I have the Bolitnikov. I just need to get a Willie Brown, and then I think I need maybe 60 cards from that set. I need about 22 cards from the 64 set. From the 62 set, I need probably about 70. But the tough stuff that I'm talking about is going to be the 60, 61, 62, and 63 Flair sets. I am on a good start. I just got this in the mail today. I had to treat myself for it. I got the 1963 Len Dawson. Probably the second biggest card that I have raw in my collection right now. The other being the Bart Starr rookie, which I don't know if I'm going to grade them. After seeing everything that's going on with PSA, SGC, I might go with Beckett, to be honest, because I'm not hearing bad things about Beckett. And I'm not really concerned about the price of the cards or anything like that. I'm just more worried about the quickness of getting the stuff back, because unlike others, the only thing that I grade is stuff that I'm keeping in my collection. So anyway, hope everyone's well. Talk to you soon.